Guys, welcome back to the channel. Okay, so I've decided to do a quick update just before we get the panels on, right? So this is the left and right, the Japan car. When we last spoke, we took off this fender arch here because you can actually see how far they cut through it, right? So instead of refabricating this here and getting the correct indents and shapes to it, right, we've actually got a donor vehicle as per the last video. As per our last video, we've actually got a donor vehicle that we used for this here. So we've removed the outer arch, we've replaced it now with another one. We've got it panel beat properly. We got it basically prepared. So this is on metal. There's no primer on this here. We've cleaned up the welds where we needed to clean up, and we've actually taken the fender off. We made a decision not to fabricate the fender, and that's as per the last video as well. I think I mentioned it in the last video that we're going to panel beat the donor fender that we have because of a time constraint, time constraints. So we're now getting ready. We're basically lining up and getting ready to put this fender on. We're just going to move over to, I'm going to show you how the fender looks. We've put and filed it. We've actually got all the dents out quite well. There is certain dents that we are going to work on this idea, but we can't work on the dents because the metal is actually quite thin. So we can't file any more than we already have. So what we've opted to do is we are going to lead fill, or we're going to lead build up that like we done on the other cars. Let's go there quickly. Okay, so here is the fender. Lucia's going to bring the camera up now quickly just so you guys can have a look at it. And you can actually get a nice side view to see how nice and how straight we got this fender. So this fender we had a whole lot of dents on the side. We had a whole lot of dents towards the door and on the bottom of the fender. So we managed to file this fender down quite well. The only area that we're having an issue with is up here. So you can actually see that the metal is starting to get thin. And the reason it's getting thin is because the metal is obviously from factory stretched out on this side here, number one. Number two, we're on seams. So the more we file, the more we file, the faster we're going to eat into the seams. So we've decided to put the fender on the car first, and then we will lead build up this fender, and then shape the lid basically to that. So this is just an in-betweener quickly of how it's going to get done. The guys are actually going to start spotting it on and welding the fender on now. And then, yeah. Anyway, guys, let's get on. Okay, so we've got the fender on now. I showed you guys basically underneath here. I showed you the outer arch that we replaced. I showed you guys the fender basically loose. We got the fender on. We've welded it on. We've got it mocked up properly. We've been test fitting basically with the taillights on. We've put the back window on. We put the side window on. And obviously we've had to take off again basically to get the different stages of brazing done and welding done. So why I'm saying brazing and welding is that we've had to spot weld in certain places, we've had to stitch in certain places, and we've had to braze in certain places. And this is basically to get the original look of it. So let's just go through the welding quickly, right? So I've had to spot all over here, but I don't really want to go deep into it because it does look a bit crappy because we've had to drill these guys out. So we've distorted the hole. We've got the panel nice and straight. But as you're welding here with the older metal here, this is MIG welded on here. It tends to split up, and sometimes the drill bits do go right through. So we've still got to come and clean up and neaten up here. Then the original BM braze is up here. So this is where the original split is. But we've chose to cut this one off here because if you guys remembered in the previous video, there was a joint. It was actually an ugly cutting joint here. So by us doing it this year rather, we were able basically to repair this weld here as well. So we cut the panel off here as you seen in the previous video, pulled it off here, but now on the return stitch we got it basically nice and clean. So this is compared to your normal stitches that I always complain about when I see the people cutting roofs. This is what we're trying to achieve basically on it. So it's a nice clean seamless stitch that doesn't require tons of body fill on it. You need a little bit of filler basically to get into it, because I cannot panel or stitch this panel as much as neater than this here, because we're not able to get a dolly behind and stitch, and hem and dolly as we're stitching. Then we come over here quickly. So we've got the spots in at the bottom on the arches. I'll take you through to the back quickly. The other stitch that we made was here. We've brazed through, and you'll see the brazing still on this side here. The brazing normally comes out in the goldish, bronze-ish color. So you'll see the brazing underneath here. Then we came in, we lead filled, just so we've got a nice, smooth, seamless finish. So there's not a whole lot of putty on here. So if you don't know what to really see, you're actually going to look at a panel that looks like it's a factory finish panel. We got that in there. We've brazed in certain areas here, so I've still got to come and clean up welds, but basically getting the brazing correct here. This here is a stitch. It's actually a rough stitch. I wasn't supposed to grind it down, because if you look on the other cars, you actually do see a stitch line going all the way down here. So Riley, you want to be on camera? That day is the owner of the Silver IS. First time ever on camera. So we basically, when I say Silver IS, it's the first car that we restored. So I know it is my baby. It's not your car, it's my car.
I'm not arguing.
So basically getting this panel back on now. We've aligned it. We've got the taillights. Sorry, I've still got tools in here. So we've got the taillights fitting basically. We've fitted the back window, the side window in. The one thing I haven't done is fitted the kits on, but I don't think we'll have an issue because we went back into the same position. But I think just for safety's sake, and I'll show you on the next video that's coming up now, that we're actually doing a test fit, and I'll show you why it's important to do a test fit on these cars, especially the ISs or any car basically with the Tech 2s on it. So this is actually a very short. It's actually a very short video on this car because it's just an update, and I'll take you guys through the next phases as well. I just want to touch on something quickly. One of the guys mentioned, I think it's Bubble Joy, commented, and he said on my previous video, I think it was the video when I done the update of the 2 white 333s, and you said that my energy levels were low. I apologize for that. Sorry, no, let me rephrase it. I apologize, and I don't apologize for that. Remember something, we're creating content for you guys, right? But this is live. It's real content. It's reality TV. It's not scripted. It's not scripted. We're not celebrities here. We're not characters in a movie that we know exactly what to say, when to say. Sometimes we're making out a movie, like now I'm busy, Riley's here to collect the car. I'm busy with the team on the other side. I'm busy with stuff in the assembly shop as well. My phones are ringing. There's things that it's running through our minds while we're busy with the video, but we're trying to get the content out to you. So that's something I apologize, and I don't apologize for it. But just understand that sometimes my energy levels might not be what you want it to be, but it is what it is. So just want to clear that up. But anyway, guys, I see that you guys have been enjoying the content. The feedback is good. I like it. Thank you for that. And you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, and share. And let me know what you guys think on this build here so far.